What's up, guys? Un chin de cafecito, tú sabes, loco. In today's episode, we got the Knicks, NBA playoffs. You know what's going on. I'm gonna do a little rundown of the winners and losers. I'm gonna talk today about some, stadium, MLB stadium conflict that's going on right now, especially with the Tampa Bay Rays and Oakland A's. I'm gonna speak on, Wrestle Mania a little bit. I just have a little thing on my mind. I wanted to know any of y'all wrestling fans what y'all think about it if you listen to the end of this video. I got a lot of things to talk about the Shedeur Sanders draft, NFL draft situation, and I'm gonna be, breaking it down, man. Baseball is, oh man, if you guys ain't watching some baseball right now, y'all missing out, man. Exciting stuff going on in the MLB. And then, of course, the playoffs is always the most exciting part of the season for all the fans. Even, those that don't, their team is not in the actual bracket. But, we'll get it down. We'll break it down. Thanks for tuning in to Hands Down Sports here on YouTube. You're watching Starting Lineup Podcast. Let's get it in. All right, so right now, the day of this recording is actually Sunday. Today's date is, let's see here, April 27th, 2025. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate y'all, man. And the Knicks in Detroit, the Knicks won game 1. Detroit won game 2. We played horrible, and they beat us by 6 points. But then we went to their house for game 3, and we took it down, even though it was some type of crucial call at the end of the game with like 5 seconds left. But you be the judge, man. I'm telling you, games are rigged, and it's going our way now. It's going our way for the Knicks, baby. I think that today's game at 1:00, if y'all tune into that, the Knicks gotta put a chokehold in this series right now. If they win this game, they go back home and it's a wrap. I think Detroit's going to win this game, and we're going to take it. We're going to take the next 2 games after that. But, Detroit's on the come up, man. I mean, it's nice to see. Nice to see that this team right here is competing, and they've made it to the playoffs this year with a winning record. Cade Cunningham is an amazing ball player. I mean, right now, all the other sport, commentary, channels and TV shows, they're over there saying Cunningham is the best player in this series so far. And I'm like, it can't be. I mean, for his team, yes. But, what's he averaging? 26 points, 2 steals, 8 assists, 8 rebounds in this series. Brunson averaging 33 a game, less than half of a steal a game, that should be up a little bit more. But, it's all about OG with the steals. I mean, but Brunson is averaging 8 assists a game with 4 rebounds for a point guard. I mean, that's Captain Clutch, and he's a huge reason why we're winning this series right now. I mean, last game he got hurt, right? Something to do with his ankle, the one that he hurt like 3 weeks ago, and changed his sneakers, came back out and said, "Toma este." You know what I mean? So I don't know how we're gonna. We got to just continue to play aggressive, because when the Knicks play aggressive against Detroit, they're really dominating the game in the series. Then we got the Lucky Lakers are down 2-1 in the series to the Timberlakes from Minnesota, and I really hope that the Timberwolves can continue this momentum and take these games and win them all. Please. I don't want to see the Lucky Lakers win a series this year. when LeBron leaves, I'm gonna be a Laker fan. Let's go, Luca. You know what I mean? You guys are so lucky. You guys got that guy on that trade. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life, my G. I'm not mierda loco. The Celtics and the Magic. The Magic did win Game 3 at home. Nice to see. It was a low scoring game though, but you know, a W is a W, my G. And then we got the Pacers and the Bucks. Late game tonight. Milwaukee is down 2-1 in the series. I mean, Pacers have been looking really good so far in this series. I think they're going to take it down. But we'll see. I mean, it's probably going to get tied today. And, 2-2. Celtics should win tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll see about that lucky Laker game. And then the Pistons, you guys got to go down. 1 o'clock game. You know, it's the type of game you're used to playing, but well, this atmosphere is totally different. I mean, the fans were leaving, and there was still things going on the court last game. My G, like, yo, that's not a good look, dogs. Especially like in Detroit, I would have thought they would all be stuck to the seat right now in this playoff game against New York, and it's not like there's a whole bunch of Knicks fans over there like we do in Philly and in other stadiums that we go to close to us. But yo, Knicks win this game 3-1. That's gonna basically pop that bubble, and the Pistons are not gonna see the day of light for another win. But if they win today, it does give them that confidence to try to make this go 7 games. Ever since the hurricane destroyed the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, which is a Tropicana field over in St. Petersburg, they've been using the facility for Steinbrenner's Field, which is the minor league or the stadium that the Yankees use for preseason games. And I was just thinking about a couple of things, like, so Tampa and Oakland, right? So we all know that the team in Oakland, California, has left the facility. They're not even playing those home games there. They're playing it in a minor league stadium in Sacramento. The whole plan is to get this franchise of the Oakland A's over to the Las Vegas, Nevada area, so they can start playing baseball there, just like the Raiders. So the A's are not even selling out the stadium where they're playing right now. They apparently are not even selling full capacity games for an area that doesn't see pro baseball at all. I would expect it to be packed, but when it comes to building the new stadium, especially for these two franchises that don't get the huge attendance, they'll get like 8,000 people in one game, 10,000, and their stadium fits 30. You know what I'm saying? But they make the stadium for 18,000 people, and then they have only 8,000, sold seats for that game when it's broadcast. Then it doesn't look too bad. They don't need so many concession stands open, so less people. I mean, it's nice to have a day off, but some of those people are probably like, yo, I gotta, I gotta get at least 5 days a week over here. Some, not 2. I mean, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and probably some other teams like the Cardinals. They probably don't have attendance issues at all. I know the Yankees have like a stadium for like, was it 45,000, and it's easy for them to fill that up on a Tuesday, But these two teams, like the A's and the Rays, they don't have that luxury, man. They don't want to see a team lose every single game. You know what I mean? There's always going to be teams that are going to be bad in one year, but consistent losing. Like Colorado. I mean, that's it sucks, man. I mean, I would like to get drafted by the Colorado Rockies and play over there. Their stadium is beautiful. All their facilities are really nice. I mean, I was talking to somebody. I'm like, dogs, baseball is probably the cheapest sport to go to. Maybe football, like soccer. It might be a little bit cheaper unless Messi is playing. You know what I mean? But the parking is too expensive. Like why is these stadiums charging over $20? I mean, I know the Marlins, when they don't have a high attendance, or they it's a weekday game, their parking is like $10. And I think that's too much. You know what I mean? I think parking should be $5, even if the baseball team has a facility, for all their fans to park at. It doesn't matter to me. I think that parking is too expensive. I mean, I understand concession stands, food and stuff like that. But if it's like cheeseburgers and regular garbage, that's, that shouldn't be that expensive. Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all that. You know what I mean? I understand beer's going to be a little pricey, wine, I don't see too many deals when you go to eat food at these baseball games, NFL games, NBA games. I don't see it. I mean, I don't go to every single concession stand to ask questions and see the prices. But I feel like if the teams were offering something that you won't eat anywhere else, then yeah, mark it up, bro. Because they're not gonna be able to go to downtown and find this restaurant or find this meal or whatever. People like to buy souvenirs and things at the stadium. Especially like jerseys and hats and stuff. At least for me, and I feel like that's another thing that these teams should do. They should be like Disney. I think that the stadiums, sports stadiums, should offer souvenirs and concessions that maybe the consumer won't find anywhere else, even if they go online. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a Mitchell and Ness nice hat of the Knicks. Maybe I'll be able to find this if I go to MSG, to one of their store, NBA stores there for the Knicks. I might find this hat, but I'm hoping to find something that it's kind of rare to find anywhere else. I mean, 1 o'clock games, 4 o'clock games. Not everybody can attend those, man. We're not as lucky as the Cubs. Cubs have a tradition since baseball started, that they never had lights in their stadiums. People don't know that. Especially young dudes. Like my son doesn't know that they used to never play night games in Wrigley Field. You know what I mean? Then they made the upgrades, they added seats, all types of stuff. You know what I mean? Everything gets bigger and better. And then, but they still got the 1 o'clock games. When I was a season ticket holder to the Marlins, I went to 1 o'clock games on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but I had to take a day off from work. You know what I mean? And maybe if I didn't have a job, I'll be able to go to more games. I mean, I would love to do that for a living, though. If y'all can support Hands Down Sports here on YouTube, man, that's the dream, Jay. You know what I mean? Being at the stadium and doing everything live right there, man. You know what I'm saying? You come to me, I'm at the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the dream right now. But a lot of teams, I mean, don't have championship, rings or trophies and stuff. The leagues, they try to build the fan base, and I think they do a good job, but maybe they're slacking somewhere and they're missing out. Because I'm like, man, if these games are fixed, right? Why don't the leagues make it like every year a different team wins a chip? There's people probably, Cleveland Browns. The people are starving for a championship. Let's get them a ring now. You know what I mean? The Seattle Mariners. They never even been to the World Series, babe. Let's get them over there, son. Just I don't know. When the teams go to the playoffs, all the prices increase at the stadium. The beer went from $12 to $24 for the same thing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, bro. Less butts in the seats just means, the team is not making that much money, man. And that's why they have to spread, the winnings around. Everybody buys a Yankee hat. It doesn't matter if you live in Japan or if you live in New York. It doesn't matter, man. You'll see a Yankee hat somewhere, a Laker jersey somewhere. I mean, some franchises have that luxury. that you'll travel anywhere in the world and you'll see somebody with their with their logo. Baseball teams, especially those like Oakland and the Tampa Bay Rays, should build a stadium with a smaller capacity and then offer things that you won't see anywhere else. You're not going to go online and find this. You're not going to go to a store and find this merchandise or whatever the case may be. And maybe they'll attract more fans and more people to the stadium. What you think? Let me know down below in the comments, baby. You know what I mean? So, the topic of the day, NFL draft. You know what I mean? The NFL draft. I knew that the Giants were not going to get a quarterback. They did get a quarterback. They traded in the late first round. They traded with the Rams, LA Rams, got their draft spot. And I'm like, oh, okay. Here it is. If y'all don't know, the NFL draft is pretty much over. And one of the most talked about players coming into this draft is the son of Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders. And I've only watched like maybe 3 games of his Colorado career. And I liked what I saw. He like threw for like 400 yards, had like 2-3 touchdowns, maybe an interception or 2. He ran the ball for like 50 yards, I think, one game. Rushed, for another touchdown in another game. So I'm like, yo, he got all the components of a good quarterback. This guy's good. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's the son of Deion Sanders, who was an amazing NFL player, way better NFL football player than he was an MLB baseball player to me. And he played both professionally. So, Deion is something else when it comes to athleticism and just sports, in general. This dude is top of the line. So, of course, he started coaching, build up some college programs to great heights. Just amazing stuff he's been doing. Now he's been coaching his son throughout the whole process, and now he's in the NFL. Right? He did get drafted. It took him 5 rounds out of the 7. The Cleveland Browns, even though the Cleveland Browns drafted another quarterback earlier in the draft, I think round 3 or something. I don't know, man. I mean, I did see that there was some squads that needed a quarterback. And I'm like, why isn't this kid getting the chance? I don't know, man. That's where I'm at right now, is that Ward was drafted first. Let me get to this ESPN. And I'm like, yo, that dude is, he's ridiculously nice. I think Tennessee, that's the future right there. I think Tennessee is going to be a team on the come up. They'll struggle maybe this year, next year, but then they're going to watch with this kid right here, Ward. If he doesn't get hurt, I see a lot of beautiful things. Travis Hunter went to the Jaguars, and they're the ones that like traded up to get the 2nd pick. So they're excited over there. He's already in the building. You know what I mean? I wish the guy the best. But to me, I'm like, how do you know when you're in this position as a ball player that it's the draft for this league? How do you know if you should attend the draft yourself with your family? How do you know, son? Because Shedeur Sanders and his family, they stayed home. They celebrated with their family. They had a band. They had rappers. They had it all. Una fiesta, loco. But the first round ended, and nobody chose this guy. And I'm like, damn. Does the NFL teams think that Shedeur Sanders is not a good quarterback? Like, he's not. I mean, they did that before with Tom Brady, and look how that turned out. You know what I mean? Tom Brady got drafted late in his draft. But let's not compare, Shedeur Sanders is nice, but You know, he should be on an NFL team that needs a quarterback. I thought it was going to be the Giants, but then if you've been watching my videos, I'm like, the Giants are not getting a quarterback, especially if he's African American. And they proved it. They proved it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the Giants. And you know how long I say no? Maybe if they would have done it with Ward, que se yo loco. But I was expecting the Giants from New York, NFL football team, to draft Shedeur Sanders. Who did they get? Okay, so the Giants, with that trade, they've got Jackson Dart. I'm like, you got a dope last name, son, for a football player. Yo, throw that on the money, G. Now, I seen some plays. I mean, I never seen him play for real. Never seen his games at all. I'm like, the replays, you know what I'm saying? His portfolio, it was looking nice, man. He could throw it like 70 yards, bro. I mean, I don't know about the run game for him, but he looked good, man. I don't know. I think that the Giants did pick up some good players in the draft, but yeah, whatever. I'm not the one there. Ashton Genty went to the Raiders. He was a 6th pick, so I already know if you have the dynasty football, your running back, put him to the side. Go get yourself Genty. But yeah, man, Sanders, you know, like apparently he refused workouts for certain teams. I was like, oh, I'm not playing for y'all. You crazy? He bombed the interviews. Nobody knows what he said. Nobody knows nothing. Like, all they say, like, you know, he was entitled. He's entitled. I was like, he ain't entitled, man. He's just a confident guy, man. And he knows, you know, that the NFL people know his dad. You know what I mean? And he may not be the same like his dad, you know, but he belongs in the NFL, man. What I saw so far. Apparently, he advised if you're not ready to change the franchise, change the culture, then don't draft me. And that's what happened. I don't know, man. I can't call it, my G. You tell me, you know, comment down below why. I mean, the Sanders family, I heard it on ESPN. Deion Sanders did the same thing that was the Manning's dad. No me recuerdo el nombre de, but for Eli, when he was coming into the draft, oh no, he's not going to San Diego. Got drafted, traded to the Giants. Boom, you know what I'm saying? But for Shedeur, I mean, I'm shocked too, man. I mean, Michael Irvin was shocked. I mean, it was Shannon and Ocho Cinco mentioned it. They were like, we don't know what's going on over here. What's going on? And they are more in tune into, you know, these athletes' lives than me. So, you know, they know, son. If those guys right there are saying like, hey, man, he's good enough to make it to the pros, then I agree with that. But somebody even mentioned like going back to college. I was like, I wouldn't recommend him to go back to college, beef. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is this year or not? You know what I mean? If he didn't get drafted, then his road to getting on a team would have been more difficult. But luckily, in the 5th round, the Cleveland Browns, they picked him up. Even though, like I said earlier, they picked up a quarterback. You know, before that, I mean, what do the Browns got to lose, my G? One of these quarterbacks got to be the next. You know what I'm saying? The next big thing. And that's my message to Shedeur Sanders. If you ever hear this or watch this video here at Hands Down Sports, like you said, my G, fuel to the fire. So you got to go out there, shut your mouth. It's all about performance. It's not about what you're saying. Be a leader out there for the team. You know what I'm saying? Get to know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? This is your squad now, man. You got to make Cleveland your home, even though you probably never wanted to go there. at all. Like, I don't want to go there. It's a mess. And they haven't won championships. They haven't been to the playoffs since like 2000. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 years ago, bro. But now it's like, okay, I got to change that for this franchise. Cleveland Browns fans are starving for a playoff appearance, a Super Bowl appearance, a Super Bowl win. Come on, dogs. That now this is like an opportunity that's like, yo, if I succeed right here, it's a wrap. I'm legendary. You've been saying that. Let's make it legendary. That's what you're going to have to do. And you're going to have to bust your ass. You know what I mean? Was it 2 a days? You're going to have to do 3 a days. I don't know what you're going to have to do, my G, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's the mentality that I would suggest. I mean, your dad had that killer instinct, so you know what he's going to say. You know what I mean? This is somebody that you don't know, right? My G, just go out there and bust your ass, man. You know, drive the ball down the field, score some touchdowns, get some field goals, whatever the case may be. Don't turn the ball over. Show them that they made a mistake, man. And you should have been drafted 3rd pick in the 1st round. And every time you play the Giants, mata lo loco. But now, you know what I mean? Not believing in you, my G. You know what I mean? I know a lot of ball players do that stuff. They keep a track, you know. One of my favorite players, Ross St. Brown. He's like, yeah, I have a list of the teams that skipped me and the players that went ahead of me. And he's a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Usually wide receivers and running backs, there's plenty of in the draft. You know? That's what Shedeur Sanders is probably going to do. So, but aparte, the NFL, there might be a superstar born right here out of, turmoil, fuel to the fire. Hands down sports. Well, what I wanted to say about Wrestle Mania was it was just amazing to see how many people attended that stadium where the Raiders play in Las Vegas. It's called the Allegiant Stadium. A total attendance for 2 days of WrestleMania, 124,000 plus fans. It was 61,467 fans on day 1. And then on day 2, they had 63,226 fans that attended that stadium. Now, to me, when the football field is out there and you're sitting in section 400, you can see what's going on, right? It's not the best view, not the best seats, but you're in the house, right? If you were at WrestleMania this year in Las Vegas, please comment down below. How did you feel sitting up there? Did you feel, like part of it? Or was it a waste of money because you're basically looking at screens? I mean, that little square of a stage, their ring, just like if it was boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because they do tons of boxing fights in Las Vegas, and there's thousands of people watching. So, to me, I just wanted to know, did you feel like you wasted your money if you were sitting all the way out there and that ring was so far away you need binoculars? Let me know, babe. Hands down sports, baby. WrestleMania 41, baby. Music biz #1 supplier. Fly it in a piece of paper, bear my name. Got the hottest chick in the game, wearing my from the bone. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down, shit, you know what I mean?